So good morning. And this is the day after. And we've come through. It was like being in a war zone last night. Actually, I think we've had worse, but this year it started sooner in the evening before it was even dark. But it was over, I think, quicker, or at least I slept through it. I'm not sure which. But in past years, there has been times when it made our windows rattle. And I don't think this year we had that. But Maggie came through the night too. She had a little trouble, but she came through. My big dog, I used to put on a, what do they call them, thunder jackets or something, and you'd wrap it tight around her, and she loved it. Maggie, it works the opposite way. She's agitated when I go to put it on, so she doesn't have one. Anyway, I'm glad it's over, and I'm going to do some things in my kitchen this morning and show you. But I thought, I'm really picking tomatoes now. I don't know if you can see these on my counter. I'm going to go adjust it. Maybe it's not quite right. I'm not sure. Let's see. I bet you can see those tomatoes. I bet you could. Okay. Okay. One more adjustment here. Oh, I don't know. We'll go with it. Anyway, the first tomatoes that I picked yesterday it was the 4th of July. I picked them. And then we went out and picked 5 more. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 today. And there'll be more tomorrow. So this is tomato season. I wish they're both heritage tomatoes. This is one kind and this is another. And I wish they had these wonderful names I could tell you. But they have initials. This is a V and F and a whole bunch of numbers. And this is a purple something or other with numbers. So I'm going to open them up. I'm going to cut them. And, I started to tell you what I did with the first ones. The first ones I made Renda's BLT salad that she showed on Hardiness Approach the other day. And it was very good. So I recommend you go and look at that video and make the salad. And then I'm just going to, this is the purple one that they say has a purple cast. And this is what it looks like. That's a beautiful slice of tomato. I'm putting them on a bed of basil leaves. And it also has a little bit of the scar top that tomatoes have. So I'll get rid of that. And I'll put these. And then I'm just going to drizzle some vinegar and oil dressing on it. Okay. Now, this is the beefsteak heritage that has the initials. I'm going to cut it. And that's what the 2 different slices look like, and we'll put some of that on there. And then I'll go ahead and refrigerate this. I'm going to slice some onions on it later, and maybe even some cucumbers. And I had some dressing out here that I made earlier, and it's just vinegar and oil. I think I'll put a little pepper on top. My oil has salt in it, my vinegar and oil. So I'm just going to go with that. I'm just going to drizzle a little bit on here. And then later on, I haven't picked the cucumber if I put it on, but this is what my little platter looks like. Whoops, there it is. So just for now, I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator because, well, yeah. Okay, there it goes. Now, what I really, and this, I'm going to put, it didn't fit on the platter. I'm putting it in my salad bowl for later. Oh, wrong place. Okay. Now, what I really want to do this morning is make some hummus. And I've looked online, read all sorts of recipes, called the perfect recipe for hummus. Well, we don't live in a perfect world, so I'm making the imperfect recipe for hummus. Are you ready for this? Now, the main ingredient in hummus is chickpeas or garbanzo beans. They're both the same thing. Okay, but I don't have either one. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use my magic wand this morning, the stick blender. I'm using beans, and I think they're a combination of white beans and probably kidney beans. Okay, so I'm going to stick those in there, and I don't know, I'm going to put about maybe a cup, maybe a little over. It's imperfect, right? Yeah, it's over a cup. So then it always calls for tahini sauce, and actually I've got tahini sauce in here, but I also have olive oil and vinegar because it was a dressing. So I'm putting my dress, and you saw me make this, I think. I'm putting that in there. In a recipe with 1 cup of chickpeas, you'd put in about 1/4 cup of tahini if you were making the perfect. You want to sneak by? Okay. I think you're going to make it. Okay, anyway, then I'm putting in, and I think I'll put in 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to put in some salt. I'm going to put in 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, got, in a perfect recipe, it would be the chickpeas, the 1/4 cup of tahini, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. What else? I know what else. The cumin and pepper, and I have it ground up already, and it's about 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. Okay, what else? Okay, imperfect, I'm adding some paprika. And this is my little spice spoon. I don't know how much to say. Maybe, whoa, teaspoon or more. Now, let's see what we get. What else is in tahini? I've got a real recipe over here. I think that's about it. Okay. Here goes. Let's see if we get something. Okay. It's going to make noise. Cover your ears. Oh, it's making. Oh, it is. And it isn't as creamy colored as if it would be done with chickpeas. Okay, I'm going to call that good, so you don't have to listen to any more. Now, if you were making the perfect recipe, you would actually grind your chickpeas or your garbanzo beans before you added anything else and really get them creamy. But since this is an imperfect world and I'm making the imperfect, and I'm sorry, I know I'm backwards to the camera here. Okay. Now, I know you can't see this, what I've got in my, and I made it in this jar on purpose because that's where I want to stir it. But see, this is my, and it could have been, I think, creamier, and maybe after the camera's off, I might even go through it again. Now, of course, I should taste it, right? And see what we have. Of course, it's not the same as you tasting it. And I was almost tempted to go out and pick some parsley to put in it. And that would really be imperfect. Pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad. So, if you have some beans, you want to make some hummus sauce. They're not chickpeas. Go ahead. You have my permission. And you know what? This is going to be healthy. Sesame seeds are brain food. We all need it. Okay. So, for the imperfect recipe, a cup or more of any kind of beans, a garlic, or a clove or two of garlic, quarter teaspoon of salt, your tahini sauce, wherever I put that, little bit of, you could put lemon juice. I put vinegar because it was in my tahini sauce already. You want some olive oil, and anyway, that's for the recipe. And you could put it on flatbread, pita, whatever. So, with that, have a good day in this imperfect world.